Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Neeb and Hydra on Frozen Temple. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Hydra. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Neeb. So this is from, let me take a look here, the round of 16 from the recent DreamHack 2016 World Championship Series held in spring of 2016, but that's kind of redundant, which means that Neeb is a very excellent Protoss player to make it this far, and Hydra's reputation precedes him. He plays for Root Gaming, which is a very excellent professional organization, and Hydra is an aggressive Zerg player. I hope we see that aggressive style, because that is my favorite style of Zerg to see. Meanwhile, Protoss is opening up with a Gateway Expand. Gateway on the low ground. This is actually something that Showtime has used quite a bit, so I'm not surprised that Neeb is following suit. Or maybe Neeb came up with this. I don't know. I'm not quite sure who came up with it first. But anyway, Showtime and Neeb both do this on Frozen Temple all the time, as near as I can tell. There is the assimilator, and here comes the probe down, saving up some minerals. There we go. Up close to the 300 mineral point. Going to go ahead and take a bunch of minerals in the mouth. Nope. Actually, just going to wait here for that Nexus, and instead, there it is. Nexus popping up here. Probe was idle for just a little bit. I have seen players do a little bit better going for some minerals, then popping the Nexus, and then returning with the minerals, but it seems like Neeb doesn't have anything for this to do, so no harm and no foul, and there goes the Cybernetics core. One Adept and one Zealot can hold the line here, so it's a very nice play indeed from Neeb. Meanwhile, the probe scouting out. Just happy to see it wasn't a pool first play. Those can be difficult for Protoss to hold off, and if there were lings on the way, he would have seen them already, so just going to pop right on here, see the timing on that spawning pool. He did already notice the hatchery first, and obviously can imply what's happening there. You can also tell quite a bit by how many drones stay on the gas down here for Zerg. I'm surprised. Well, I guess not too surprised. Neeb doesn't want to stick around too long because, again, that pool has popped. There are queens in production. There we go. A set of lings coming out here too. And as long as the probe is on creep, the lings can take it down and kill it very quickly. So the probe does decide to head back on home. Meanwhile, Cybercore is finished. Now the big question, as always, is what is Protoss going to do after the Cybercore? Well, I guess an Adept, first of all, going to go ahead and get Warp Gate research. I'm actually... I actually just watched a video today about a game show called Press Your Luck that was very popular in the late 70s and early 80s. I'm trying to remember the exact dates there, but basically it was kind of like... what was it? Like a slot machine? And the players could answer trivia questions, and then what they would do is be able to use the wins on those trivia questions to use spins, and then basically play the roulette wheel, or is there anything happening here? No. Or the slot machine. So this one dude figured out that this was not actually a totally random thing at all. Like these lights spin around in a circle in random patterns, and where it stops is what you get. And so there's one that's basically a bankrupt from Wheel of Fortune. You don't want that one, as these things try to knock down the Adept. But he basically figured out this algorithm. Super, super smart guy. Figures out the algorithm and the pattern in this game and wins more money than anybody ever had in the history of game show television in one day. Like, it was absolutely nuts. I might put a link to it here in the top right, but just do a search for Press Your Luck. And I'm trying to remember the dude's name. Man, I just watched this thing. I'm getting so old, my memory is going. But again, it's a Press Your Luck video. The Game Show Network did a series, or actually a special on it, and that's on YouTube as well. So check it out and enjoy what you watch, because man, it is a crazy thing to see. This guy just absolutely sat there and watched this game, figured out what was happening, and milked them for a ton of money. So pretty fun stuff indeed. Robotics facility coming up for Neeb. I imagine we're going to see Immortals, possibly Disruptors, but not many of those recently in PvZ, just because the Viper pull, Abduct rather, is very good in that scenario. It actually cancels the Purification Nova, yanks the Disruptor to be destroyed by a bunch of Roaches and Hydras or whatever is nearby, and it's a very tough experience for Protoss players to deal with. So basically they bypass it by not making any Disruptors at all. So we'll see exactly what Neeb does. I'm going to go ahead and say this robotic facility is going to pop out an Observer first, as that seems to be the typical decision that the Protoss have done. Resonating Glaives popping out here too for Neeb. Actually, Warp Prism. Neeb is going for Warp Prism here, so that could be interesting. I do love the special tactics put out here by the Warp Prisms. Worker count 51 to 41 in favor of Hydra right now. Hydra macroing like a boss, going ahead and popping up a Roach Warren and also getting his lair that's just about to complete. He could really go for a quick hive if he wanted to, but there are a lot of adepts coming out. He cannot really afford that right now. He needs to be ready for these adepts. Good scouting by the overlords in these positions across the middle of the map here. These adepts are by no means unexpected. Roaches in production here. Some speedlings want to get us around on these suckers too. Can they get there, trying to adjust and anticipate where they're going to land? And there it is, the Lings pinning them on this ramp. Roaches popping out just in the nick of time here. Hydra's stabbing away here too. A lot of adepts might die unless they can sonic transfer their way down here. We're going to watch. And no, they actually cancel it. Neeb likes his options here, sticking right on here inside the main base. Going to try to take down as many drones as possible, just ignoring the shots from the queens and the Lings and the roaches. But eventually, all the adepts do get cleaned up. A warp prism trying to walk on in here too with more and more adepts. Neeb really heavily relying on these neps here. These adepts, rather. We're going to call them Nedepts. Can the queen get the mothership core? No. 11 hit points left on that thing. Was that one more shot? I guess 2 more shots from the queen would have taken it out, but that did not happen. Lings running across the field here for a counterattack. Scouted by the warp prism. Might get a cancel. No, that's not even a cancel. Might just actually take down this Nexus altogether. Mothership core here, though, able to do a couple psionic or photon overcharges, 2 of them to be exact. Doesn't quite want to do it yet. Going to go ahead and rely on the adepts to deal with them. Neeb complaining about more lag, and I think the admins might pause here in just a second, but no. Gonna let this finish. Nope, there's the pause. As soon as I say that, man, they do let the pause go. There's the photon overcharge as the roaches show up, and that's the big problem. It does force the Zerg swarm away, and by swarm, I am being nice and kind because this is not a swarm at all. This is just a small handful of units. Lurker Den being morphed and transmorphed here for Hydra. Neeb, on the other hand, is getting Blink for his Stalkers. He's also getting more and more gateways to produce additional units, and there's the Observer. Does he already have one? Nope, that's his first Observer, so definitely good to have, especially considering there are Lurkers on the way. Income tab 59 to 57. Neeb has taken the lead, actually. Wahoo, well done indeed, Neeb. 4th base coming up here for our Zerg friend and the Overseer Scout from Hydra, seeing exactly what's going on. Does see the Forge, does see that Twilight Council, basically getting an upgrade of some kind, and I think he already knew there were Resonating Glaives out based on the attack speeds of those adepts, so probably assumes he can see Blink Stalkers at some point. Lurker Den just about to finish. That does take a while. 71 in-game seconds to complete, which is an eternity in Legacy of the Void. The creep spread continuing very nicely for Hydra. Zerg missile attacks, level 1, now coming up for the Zerg player, which makes sense if he's going Lurkers. Definitely wants that upgrade for those spines. The more damage they do, the better it is for the Zerg player. Not spreading any creep down here to this 4th base, surprisingly, but maybe he is now. Ready, creep. Nope, just gonna walk down here. All right, that's fine. Inject and then put a creep tumor down. I like these decisions, possibly these decisions. Hydra deciding not to do neither of those things. Maybe I'm making him nervous. Hydra's popping on out. They do not have muscular augments yet, but it's on the way. It is definitely being researched. More and more Hydra's coming up, more and more Stalkers. I don't think Stalkers are the way to go against a Roach Hydra Lurker combination. A single adept holding the Zelnaga Watchtower, trying to run for her life with a psionic transfer before they recognize that she's there, and boop, she survives. Finally, knocking down these rocks is somebody. It's an alternate attack path here. Hydra getting rid of them very quickly indeed. That +1 attack, I think he's trying to time this up to when that is done. But sticking here with the Lurkers. Good splits on his units here as Neeb. He's done this before. Sniping down one Lurker. No! Not able to do it here, but now walking right on in. It's just the extra damage the Lurkers do here versus Armored. 30 damage versus Armored. However, Immortals really clear them out very well indeed. Yes, they take the extra damage, but 50 damage per shot. Really tears through Lurkers that are unsupported. Here we go. Lings on top, but everybody else stuck behind these force fields. Some Hydras along the left side, but not much is happening down here with these Hydras on the bottom. Great force fields on display here by Neeb. Hydra can't quite get in. There is a Disruptor, though. Surprising. Purification Nova does catch a Lurker and hit it right on the backside. Good sniping, though. Almost taking it down. Gambled a little bit. Didn't quite get the Lurker, but not bad at all. The Disruptor does get destroyed. The Hydra is forced to retreat. Again, good force fields, catching a few of the Hydras on the wrong side of town and sniping them right on down here. Guardian Shield, also very important in that engagement for Neeb. All right, so Army Supply right now is 79 to 86 in favor of Hydra. 70 to 76 Worker Supply in favor of Hydra. Creep tumors continuing to spread across the map here. Has he connected these ones yet? No, but I guess the creep from this hatchery gets him close enough where he didn't really worry about it. Taking a 4th base, though, is Neeb. Neeb is no fear, man. Not worried at all about this situation. Ling's trying to dance around, trying to make sure our base doesn't come up here, but Neeb taking this one first instead, which is surprising. I have seen Protoss and Terrans take this one as their fourth much more frequently than this one, so perhaps Neeb is just playing some mind games as he marches down with his whole army here. He does have +1 attack completed, and the Stalker is getting rid of some of the static defense. Hydra, 184 supply, a lot of roaches, a lot of Hydras with a +1 attack here. The Adepts unable to blink away. Purification Nova comes on in and does get a nice hit off. Nice Nova there by Neeb. That's one of the best moves you've seen in a while. Ling counterattack trying to knock down this pylon. They do get it. They do get it, but despite having no upgrades except for speed here. Adept's going to clean them out, no problem. Man, which one of these Disruptor did that thing? One of these Disruptors did that. That one, 8 kills on that Disruptor, but Lurkers on the low ground. Purification Nova comes in and tries to catch both of them. Does take out one of the Lurkers very easily. Oh, Disruptor caught on the front lines. Does get sniped down as well. One Disruptor left here in the army. Spines chasing Neeb away, going to knock down these rocks, give him an additional way to attack the army. Be so careful with your Disruptor, man. Is he just here with everybody else? He might just be there in Control Group 1, which means if you attack move, then the Disruptor will go out here first in the front and likely get killed. Meanwhile, Ling's managed to find this space. There's no static defense here at all. That is not good at all. A lot of dead probes right now. 4 dead probes getting killed, and then the Ling's trying to back on out. Just trying to escape before anything more bad can happen here. Another attack here, chasing down that Disruptor. The Lings really want to take it down. They're focusing it as hard as they can. No, Purification Nova once again. Big hit, taking out a few roaches. Both Disruptors are still alive. All 3 Disruptors sending them on out. This Roach Hydra composition, maybe not the greatest, but another Ling attack over here, taking out so many probes. Oh no, it is 79 to 46 worker count in favor of Hydra. Purification Nova's trying to do their best, whiffing with both of those. I'm not sure if that was skill or luck by Hydra, but either way, here come the Adepts. I think they might try to do a sandwich and then just pop right on in, and no. They scouted things out, decided to cancel that psionic transfer. Again, good splits here. Purification Nova, I don't know what that one was doing, but this one did take out a Lurker, which is good. 2 Lurkers die with the Purification Novas, and so many Disruptors here, though. Wow, absolutely doing big hits. Big hits, more Novas, taking out Lurkers all over the place, just trying to push through as Hydra, not necessarily splitting that well, but losing a lot of units to these Lurkers that are still alive. Coming right on in is Neeb. Can he do it? The Immortals on the left side trying to tank through. They both explode simultaneously, but the Stalkers clear out the rest of the Lurkers, and Neeb wins that confrontation. However, 18 Hydras in production right now for Hydra. More and more Lurkers dying. The Observers lending their sight ability there. 79 to 52 total Harvesters. Hydra is up 141 to 119 total supply, able to continue to push these Hydras out. +1/+1 has been completed. More and more Disruptors on the way for Neeb here. I just think that Ling run by really crushed him. He was able to resaturate the space fairly well. Purification Nova not catching anything there at all. The Nova not quite as effective as Neeb would like it to be, but the Hydra is very good against Stalkers, as you can see, killing 2 almost immediately there, but more Disruptors ready to rock with the splits. Hydra with the splits. Nova's coming in. Big hit there. Not such great hit on the top side there. On the north, Sentries getting sniped on down, trying to throw up as many force fields as possible. The Stalkers with that +2 attack. Ling's getting melted immediately thanks to the Adepts on the front lines. Adepts doing extra damage versus the Hydras here too. And once again, Neeb clears it out. Neeb continuing to push. It's 111 to 115 total supply. Going to march right on down to this 4th base. I'm not sure what is here for Hydra. Yes, he has Hydras in production, but he's going to lose that Queen. Nope, the Queen runs for her own life. Are there any Immortals here? That'd be so nice for taking down buildings. Another attempted Ling run by. Photon Overcharge clearing that thing out as well. These Lings doing a lot better as some Adepts do warp in. But is the hatch going to fall? And yes, the hatch falls. Continuing to march up this. Purification Nova's catching pretty good splits, but a couple Hydras dying anyway, and that's it! A GG from Hydra. Hydra is defeated, and Neeb is victorious. Woo! What a play by Neeb. We haven't seen a Protoss successfully use Disruptors in a PvZ in months, it feels like. And Neeb says, you know what? Yeah, it's the round of 16 and DreamHack Open 2016 WCS Spring Championship. I don't care. I'm going to go Disruptor against Hydra, one of the better Zerg players on Earth, and I'm going to win. Gonna win. And he did it. He dealt with so many worker losses too. 38 workers killed by Hydra. 38. In the end, it was 75 to 54 workers, but Hydra only had these bases available. Losing that one was a huge blow to his economy, huge blow to his ability to produce units. He was kind of stuck on Hydra technology, and that disruptor count was still pretty high. There were 4 disruptors ready to go. Yes, Hydra split them pretty darn well, but in the end, the Stalkers just had too good of upgrades. The Sentries throw down some good force fields and some good Guardian Shield, and Hydra tapped out. Impressive play from Neeb. Wow, my estimation of him has grown quite a bit in this game, and hope yours has as well of him. So, that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.